Democracy. The power to choose, to control the destiny of a nation. You voted for the best games of the year. And tonight, the X-Play News Squad brings you the results with anchors Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb. Prepare to watch history that you made. It's G-Phoria 2006. From G4 News headquarters in Los Angeles, California, it's anchors Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Hello and welcome to G-Phoria 2006, presented by Mountain Dew, Jeep, and Garnier Fructis, as we track the election results from the video game awards controlled by you, the viewers.
Since the polls opened 3 weeks ago, we've received hundreds of thousands of votes at G4TV.com, and from text messages and sternly worded telegrams. More people voted in this election than voted for Bucky in the 5th week of American Idol. This is, ladies and gentlemen, a pure expression of popular opinion.
The Team X-Play Community Journalism Squad is on all the stories. We'll be bringing you reports from where the news is happening. Stockholm, Dar es Salaam, Gdansk. Mostly from outside a game store, but if anything happens in Gdansk, we'll be there.
Joining us tonight are field reporter Sledge Ryder, bringing us up-to-the-minute coverage from polling places around the country.
Guy Brannon will be providing hard-hitting roundtable news analysis in the octagon of spin.
And later on, Anderson Cooper will be standing in swamp water. No real reason, he just likes to do it. We're in for an amazing evening of gamer-led democracy, and I think we may be ready to make a call in one of the early races. Our pollsters believe that the race for Best Action Game may be all tied up.
Stick a fork in her. She's done.
Divide her possessions between her intestate heirs. This is a dead parrot.
Here's a look at the 5 candidates you voted for in this highly contested race.
Let's do it. The hotly contested race for Best Action Game is as close as they get. 5 strong candidates, each with a unique vision for the future of action games. Shadow of the Colossus. With its blend of puzzle-solving platforming action, it's no wonder it's a giant in this category. But voters may be split because Colossus is also running in 3 other races. Gun brings an untamed style of outlaw justice to the race. Voters may appreciate Gun's visual blend of iconic Western imagery, but many of the red states may be put off by its legalized prostitution. The Prince of Persia, The Two Thrones, is not only running on a platform, but he's running on the walls. This candidate has taken a beating from vicious attack ads, but the prince still remains one of the favorites to win. Sly 3, Honor Among Thieves, has an uphill climb to win this race, even with the added twist of 3D glasses. Scandal broke out surrounding how Sly was financing his campaign, but everyone knows he was most likely stealing. The Warriors have a lot going for them in this race. They're backed by Rockstar and Paramount Pictures, making them an instantly recognizable candidate. But their strict enforcement of zoning laws might cost them votes. As the polls close, the Best Action Game will soon have a new representative.
We're ready to make that call for Best Action Game. With 40% of the vote, the winner is Shadow of the Colossus.
Shadow was a critic's darling, but failed to find real sales success. It was such a strong early win, you have to wonder, can it sweep all the way to Game of the Year?
Well, Morgan, it may just be a giant killer. Well, you get it, you know? The point of the game is going and killing all the giants. Because this is, humorous news anchor. You're really hurting me.
Yeah, okay. But elections don't happen overnight, even with really good mob connections. It takes several weeks to fix one. Now let's look back at the campaign trail with some of the most exciting moments from this year's candidate debates.
This year's debate season for G-Phoria crossed the country from coast to coast.
Warriors, come out to play!
The debate process started on a memorable note in January 2006.
World Soccer winning 11-9 is perhaps the best game ever. But without it, what would we have? Tennis?
Soccer sucks. Vote for Top Spin 2 for traditional sports game of the year.
Oh, you're a dead man! Oh, what are you crying about? What's this? I've barely touched him!
Warriors, I served with the Legend of Zelda, the Ocarina of Time. The Ocarina of Time was a friend of mine. And Warriors, you are no Ocarina of Time.
Jive turkey?
That's American leadership at its finest. I think that soccer hooligan may just be the next Mo Udall.
And tonight we'll have the results in all of these hotly contested races.
As soon as they come in.
Until then, we have profiles of all the major candidates, a look back at last year's Game of the Year. I think the Black Eyed Peas are going to perform.
That was last year.
Right. So, in conclusion, stuff will start happening very soon. Until then, here's a humorous look back at the campaign trail from CNN.
Hold on. Wait 1 second there. We're just getting numbers in for Game of the Year. That is right, the grand prize right now. We're ready to call the states of Georgia, Kentucky, Delaware, and the 3 electoral votes from the District of Columbia for Fight Night Round 3.
This is a huge lead for Fight Night. With over 40% of the vote in Georgia, it looks like it could be getting both the violent country bumpkin and the rage-filled urban youth market. This could be a landslide.
Morgan, election coverage calls for colorful speech. So, this could be one humdinger of a dilly of a pickle. We're going to be learning more about all the nominees for Game of the Year as the night goes on. But first up, Fight Night, Round 3.
What does it take to be Game of the Year? It takes a champion. It takes a game that's willing to stand up for what it believes in. Which is why Fight Night Round 3 is the only choice for Game of the Year.
That hurt his opponent.
You need a representative that looks good. Fight Night looks good. You need a representative that has pinpoint jab control. Fight Night has that. When Fight Night Round 3 is knocked out,
and down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier.
it gets back up again. Who would you rather have for your representative for Game of the Year? A lame guitar player or Muhammad Ali? The answer is clear. Fight Night Round 3.
Are you kidding me?
X-Play's constant coverage of G-Phoria 2006 will continue with the awards for Best Voice Acting.
You will take your revenge.
And Best Shooter. G-Phoria is presented by Mountain Dew, coming to you live and in color.
In 6 days, for 1 full week, Attack of the Show is live in Las Vegas.
Town's not big enough for the two of us.
Join Kevin, Olivia, and the Attack Pack and see who survives the debauchery.
There's gambling, there's sex, there's alcohol everywhere. Why don't I live here?
Attack of the Show Las Vegas 06 Live. The week-long binge begins Monday at 7 p.m. only on G4.
喝吗？很快，不够快。
Dear Quiznos, we the undersigned ask you to cease and desist sale of your new smokehouse beef brisket sub.
Because it encroaches upon our long-established recipes and intellectual property.
Please comply forthwith. Thank you.
Introducing Quiznos Toasted Smokehouse Beef Brisket Sub. A double portion of premium beef, slow-roasted, mesquite smoke, topped with real cheddar and a sweet, smoky sauce. The new Smokehouse Beef Brisket Sub, now only from Quiznos. Eat up.
Heading back to school? Look into a gateway like the GX310S with an Intel Pentium D processor for powerful performance. Intel dual-core processing lets you juggle multiple projects at once. Experience movies, music, and games like never before. Right now, get the DX310S with a free 19-inch widescreen high-def LCD upgrade for just $799.99. Call 1-800-GATEWAY or visit gateway.com.
Yaris from Toyota. Why live with athlete's foot? The itching, the burning. Lotrimin Ultra treats most athlete's foot in just 1 week's use. New Lamisil Defense, 4 long weeks. But Lotrimin Ultra is so powerful, nothing cures faster. Lotrimin Ultra, the 1 week killer cure.
When you take it off, you're gonna like what you see.
Scotch Blue Painter's Tape. Goes on easy, comes off clean, leaving professional paint lines. Scotch Blue Painter's Tape.
So, where do you think this guy should move?
I'd say this way. And let's make sure that sound effect we used in the last level fits in here too.
This one?
Yeah.
You know, I'm so glad I got into game design. It's cool to be able to create the kind of games that we play.
I know what you mean. And the training at Collins College takes less time than most people might think.
Can you believe we get paid to do this?
For a complimentary DVD, call 888-823-0999. Operators are standing by. That's 888-823-0999. Call now.
Constant coverage continues with the most respected names in video game news, Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Welcome back to X-Play's presentation, G-Phoria 2006. We gave you guys the power to decide which were the best games of the year, and now we're reporting on the results. And it looks like we're ready to make a call in the race for best voice acting. Here's a look at the candidates.
When it comes to putting their money where their mouth is, the candidates for best voice acting are the best around.
I'll let you pilot my steamboat.
Let's hear why these games are the best in their field, straight from the horse's mouth. Yes, it's hard to argue with The Godfather.
Hey, kid, listen.
But if there's one thing all pundits agree on, it's that this game, which features the film trilogy's original cast, has some truly classic voice acting.
When the time is right, you will take your revenge.
Things are never quite what they seem.
Thanks to subtle, well-directed performances, Indigo Prophecy is a hit among the gaming constituency. Virtually every suspect in this intricate murder mystery delivers Oscar-worthy portrayals.
I saw someone! Or rather, something.
Kingdom Hearts 2 is leading the pack, with a lot of campaign volunteers out to spread the word about this game's great voice acting.
Fill me with the power of darkness!
There's no doubt about it. The game stacks the deck with a huge collection of cameos from your Disney favorites.
Did you forget who you're talking to?
And introduces some fresh new faces along the way.
So what if I am?
I want this disease eradicated.
Despite being plagued by scandal for its controversial pro-graffiti message, Mark Echo's Getting Up, Contents Under Pressure is still in the running for best voice acting.
New Radius used to be alive, brimming with culture.
Fortunately, most voters love this game's authentic street-smart performances.
New Radius isn't very friendly to graph artists.
The Elder Scrolls IV: Oblivion has thousands of characters that you'll interact with on your journey, but none are as important as this candidate's spokesman, Patrick Stewart.
You are the one from my dreams.
As if that weren't enough, practically every person you run into delivers voice acting that would make the Bard proud.
Splendid work indeed.
Can any of the other candidates beat out Captain Picard to claim the Best Voiceover Award this year?
No trophies of my triumphs precede me.
Only time. And a G-Phoria victory will tell.
Current returns show Kingdom Hearts leading with 37% of the vote, Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion with 30%, The Godfather with 22%, Indigo Prophecy with 7%, and minor candidates Mark Echo's Getting Up and Ralph Nader both trailing with 2%. And we are ready to call Kingdom Hearts 2 as the winner.
Kingdom Hearts 2 fanboys are powerful campaigners. You have to wonder if their influence will extend to the best RPG and soundtrack races.
Fans do go goofy over Kingdom Hearts 2.
But the G4 News Squad isn't just bringing you the results. We're also analyzing the outcome to help you understand how these elections will impact your lives in a blatant attempt to increase our ratings with women 18 to 50.
Now, you think no one provides more pretentious news analysis than my co-hostess and I, but tonight we have procured some of the finest minds in politics to debate how the election will affect national policy.
Let's go to Guy Branum in the X-Play News Octagon of Spin.
Thank you, Adam and Morgan, and welcome to the Roundtable. For the most in-depth analysis of tonight's election coverage, we have some of the finest minds in video gaming. With us tonight is Dr. Eddie Pepitone, professor of videology at Rutgers University.
Thank you.
And Danforth France, who served as Secretary of Extremity in the Tony Hawk administration. The first issue tonight, war. Long been a staple of first-person shooters, but recently people have grown tired of World War II games. The communications director of the Halo campaign, Cortana, went on record as saying, quote, World War II shooters are an outdated relic that have no place in this year's G-Phoria. Thoughts?
I think it's outrageous that World War II first-person shooters are considered obsolete, okay? Especially by a virtual reality bimbo that lives in Master Chief's head.
Could we avoid crude personal attacks like that?
Yeah, this is nothing new. Call of Duty fans have long been known for their misogynist behavior.
Really? If killing Nazis is misogynist behavior, then call me Ike Turner!
See, that's exactly the point. Gamers are tired of killing Nazis. The next generation gamer wants new enemies, and a shooting game like Ghost Recon has that.
Now, in Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter, who exactly are you killing?
Mexicans. Rebellious, evil Mexican terrorists.
Without Call of Duty's bravery, sacrifice, and overly romanticized version of war, you would not be able to kill those people. You would be speaking German right now.
Well, ich bin ein Berliner.
What did you say to me?
You know what I said.
Clearly a key generational divide, probably keying us into what the results are going to be like tonight. We'll be here debating all of the issues until all the votes are counted. Back to you, Adam and Morgan.
What did he say to me?
Thank you, gentlemen. To give us up-to-the-minute voter reactions, let's go to Community News Squad correspondent, Sledge Rider.
Thank you, Adam and Morgan. Sledge Rider here. I'm out here to gauge what the people are thinking. Who's going to win G-Phoria this year? So many choices, so many decisions, but only one can win. Let's find out. We're here with one of the representatives from Kingdom Hearts 2. Goofy, what do you think your chances are?
Oh, they're pretty damn good.
You heard it from Goofy. Pretty damn good. I'm assuming you're for Oblivion, probably.
Yes, yeah.
G-Phoria, best action game. Go. Ha, 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 ha.
Thank you very much.
Fight night. We're here on the streets with Lord Vader. Looks like you've been staying fit.
Yes, I am. I'm in good shape.
We're trying to figure out what exactly is going on at the polls. Best action game. What are your thoughts?
Well, my son plays mainly drivers games like car racing and stuff like that.
Burnout Revenge.
Rock and roll, this is Elvis Presley saying G-Phoria 2006 from Hollywood Boulevard. Thank you very much.
A man of many words, the king, Elvis Presley. Back to you, Adam and Morgan.
Thanks, Sledge. Now, we appear to be, yes, I think this is, yes, we are ready to make a call in the race for Best Shooter. With 35% of the vote, we are projecting Call of Duty 2 winner in the Best Shooter race.
Fear turned in a respectable showing of 25%, Metroid Prime Hunters garnered 19%, and Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter earned 14%. An exciting four-way race.
Also, Black was nominated. It got 7%, so let's not salt any wounds by talking about it further. Rather, let's step back and take a look at one of the nominees for Game of the Year and how he got to that position.
Guitar Hero is a game of the people and for the people. On her Whistle Stop concert tour, she met many of you, like little Jimmy Redding. He suffered from the hideous ailment known as Ugly Kid Syndrome. Jimmy couldn't get lucky to save his life until he met Guitar Hero. Now Jimmy gets laid all the time. Running on a platform of addictive gameplay and top-notch peripherals, Guitar won the seat of governor in the great state of Rocketchusetts. A game with this history of leadership can be your only choice. Just listen to this ringing endorsement. Rocker Kurt Cobain from Nirvana says, "If Guitar Hero isn't chosen Game of the Year, I swear to God I'll kill myself." If elected, Guitar promises a groupie in every bed and an annoyed neighbor at every front door. Guitar Hero, the right choice for you, the right choice for our country. Paid for by the Committee to Rock Out with Your Out. X-Play's constant coverage of G-Phoria 2006 continues with the Alt Sports Award fueled by Dew and a look at the race for Game of the Year. G-Phoria is presented by Jeep and the 2007 Wrangler Unlimited. A new species is coming soon.
Jeep Wrangler.
the original Freedom Machine. Get employee pricing plus our 30-day return program on Jeep Wrangler. If not satisfied, simply return it within 30 days.
I'm Layla Cayley, and this is The Feed. Kurt Russell tops today's movie news, meeting with director John Carpenter about a new Snake Plissken flick. Escape from Earth will be the anti-hero's third big-screen adventure. No word yet on a sequel to the computer war Tennis Shoes. Elsewhere in Hollywood, Ricky Bobby finished first at this weekend's box office race. The $47 million Take is comedian Will Ferrell's biggest opening weekend to date. Cool. And on the small screen, an Al Gore spoof recently popped up on YouTube. The satire of Gore's global warming message was amusing for an amateur effort, only it turns out to have been the work of a slick Republican PR agency whose clients include oil giant Exxon. Politics are so dirty. Well, that's all for now. Visit us on the web at g4tv.com/thefeed. It's your only source for all the news you need. I'm Layla Cayley, and you've just been fed.
Why did I join the Army Reserve? It's not just for the experience or the training I can use as a soldier and as a civilian. It's for them, for my country. It's all worth fighting for, and the Army Reserve gave me the strength it takes.
Visit GoArmyReserve.com.
My family is amazed with what I've done, going to school and taking care of them. They always tell me how proud they are. My name is Mark Dong. I'm a senior engineering technician for a civil engineering consulting firm. I help the engineers with the graphics of their designs. I love my job because there's such good teamwork. When I went to China to get married, I made the decision to go back to school. I know that without my education, I wouldn't be where I am right now. The faculty and staff at ITT Tech were very helpful in my development. In fact, I still maintain contact with some of my instructors. I just love to watch my two boys grow up, and I want to give them the best that I can.
We are educators helping people build a foundation for the rest of their lives. ITT Technical Institute, education for the future. Call 1-800-327-1172 or visit us on the web. Get an education that can help you reach your goals. ITT Tech has information on financial aid programs for those who qualify. Call 1-800-327-1172 today.
What is it, Bob?
You can take this job.
Yeah, you take this job and shove it. Blah, blah, blah. So you're quitting, huh?
Yep, I'm gonna be my own boss.
I bet you're gonna be your own boss. What do you know about being your own boss, Mr. Entrepreneur? Gonna buy a business, start from scratch? How about startup money?
Whoa.
Even know where to get startup money?
My brother.
Got a plan, a program, a mentor, Bob? You can't be your own boss without them.
I can't?
You're pathetic. You need an Entrepreneur of the Year nominee, Bruce A. Berman's book and CD. It's called I Got Here, You Can Too. Want to be rich, Bob?
That's the idea.
Then you gotta buy his book and CD. It shows exactly how Berman made a fortune being his own boss, and you can too. Want to start making money now, Bob?
Sure.
Thanks, guys. I'm Bruce A. Berman. If you want to make $5,000, $10,000, even $15,000 a month right now from the comfort of your own home, then you don't have to buy my book. I will give you a free copy of my book and my Making Money CD. Together, they're over $100 value. This limited time offer is available only on my website below. So go to my website now.
With more breaking election news, it's your co-anchors, Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Welcome back to G-Phoria 2006. You voted for the best games of the year, and now we're here reporting the results as the ballots are counted. And there's no one to blame for the results but yourselves.
Tens of thousands of people voted on the web and by text message. Now the polls are closed, and all that's left is to count the ballots and report the results.
We are now ready to call a winner in the race for the Alt Sports Award fueled by Dew. To clarify, the Dew in question is Mountain Dew. Here's a look at the nominees.
This year's race for Best Alternative Sports Game has been a battle between candidates of very different visions. Advocated by the powerful Xbox 360 lobby, AMP3 touts itself as the snowboarding candidate for the next generation of consoles. Tony Hawk's American Wasteland has faced an uphill battle, but by eliminating load times and creating an open-ended game without borders, American Wasteland has proven it represents more than skater hoodlums. SSX on tour pledged it would use more of its authentic snowboarding culture and freewheeling gameplay to fight for human rights. But will its youthful image disenfranchise the senior vote in Florida? Blitz the League has staked its campaign on a progressive pro-steroid stance. Mario Baseball promised the people a return to old-fashioned values. Can it convince the electorate that Mario is as all-American as apple pie and Barry Bonds? 5 distinguished candidates, but only one will be the victorious alternative sports game.
And the Alt Sports Award, fueled by Dew, goes to Mario Baseball. A stunning shift in the electoral landscape as a category long dominated by pink-haired snowboarders and testosterone-fueled street athletes is won by a chubby Italian-Japanese plumber. You're gonna wake up in a whole new America tomorrow.
Our crack political minds are over in the Octagon of Spin discussing a hot-button issue in this year's Best Original Game Race. Let's take a look.
Welcome back to the Roundtable. With me, as always, Professor of Videology at Rutgers University, Dr. Eddie Pepitone, and former Secretary of Extremity in the Tony Hawk administration, Danforth, France. The next issue, stem cell research minigames. Rumor has it that if Trauma Center wins the race for Best Original Game, Nintendo is going to push through legislation that would put tax dollars into a Trauma Center under the knife stem cell research minigame.
The sad thing is, even after Trauma Center wins, this brave initiative is going to be vetoed by the current administration. And that's with 70% of the gaming community in support of stem cell-based minigames.
When are you gonna wake up and realize the menace that is Trauma Center? Did you know that Planned Parenthood are training their doctors from this game? And that if we don't pass abstinence legislation right now, there is not gonna be a next generation of gamers?
That is absolutely insane. Stem cell games can help find a cure for things like Parkinson's disease, Lou Gehrig's
All
disease.
it does is take a virtual life in hopes that the gamer will get a higher score. It crosses a moral boundary, and you know that, all right? That's why I'm voting for Killer 7.
You're voting for a game that's about assassination.
Oh, come on, it's not a virtual life.
Gentlemen,
You're a virtual life.
Personally, I'm supporting Guitar Hero for its extensive use of satanic rock lyrics, which will, with luck, subvert America's teens by telling them to kill themselves subliminally. Back to you, Adam and Morgan.
These are the kind of hot-button issues which will decide this election.
All right, I have just received word that we are ready to call a winner in the race for Game of the Year.
How can that even be possible? The polls on the West Coast are still open.
All right, it is simple math, Morgan. As you can see from my calculations, with Oregon traditionally voting for World War II shooters in even numbered years and the Four Corners regions distracted by the sales at Walmart, I am ready to declare Call of Duty the winner of G-Phoria 2006 Game of the Year.
You know you forgot to carry the one.
So I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay, well, let's look at a candidate profile of Call of Duty while Adam confronts his arithmetic errors.
No other candidate has such an intense patriotism for their country like Call of Duty 2. Born and raised in America's heartland, Call of Duty 2, alongside his twin brother Big Red 1, provided their family's financial needs by joining the service. Despite the lack of units during the Great 360 launch, Call of Duty 2 fought the good fight and went on to live the American dream by captivating the hearts of next-gen gamers across this vast country.
Looks like we're in for a bloody hard fight, lads.
With traits like smooth gameplay, stunning graphics, and an incredible AI, he fought his way to victory and became a natural leader in 360 game sales. Call of Duty 2 wants you to know he was the only game to serve in the military. When the dark clouds of adversity gather around you and your hearts are sore, your faith is weak, and your courage is nearly gone, do not forget the candidate who defended not only this country, but the world from tyranny. Call of Duty 2. Constant coverage will continue around the clock until all the votes are counted. Coming up, the awards for Best Handheld and an official statement from the Condemned campaign. G-Phoria is presented by Garnier Fructis for hair that shines with all its strength.
In 6 days, for 1 full week, Attack of the Show is live in Las Vegas.
Town's not big enough for the two of us.
Join Kevin, Olivia, and the Attack Pack and see who survives the debauchery.
There's gambling, there's sex, there's alcohol everywhere. Why don't I live here?
Attack of the Show Las Vegas 06 Live. The week-long binge begins Monday at 7 p.m. only on G4.
Hair lacking muscle? Can't take another break? Garnier Fructis, the first fortifying system with the power of active fruit concentrate from Garnier, makes hair 5 times stronger, so it never takes a break. Garnier Fructis.
Garnier. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Exhibit A! This video proves the defendant was engaged in reckless street racing, crashing, destruction of property, and something so twisted, it has no name.
Flat Out's back to blow everything else off the track. Take on your friends or compete online with new souped-up muscle cars to race and wreck. Plus, all new driver thrashing bonus games.
Young man, what you did is awesome!
Flat Out 2, same full throttle action, way more destruction. Rated T for teen.
What are you setting your sights on? And when you see it, will you be ready? Learn why the Army is a great place to prepare for your future. You could get up to $40,000 in enlistment bonuses, plus up to $71,000 for education. Gain valuable experience and a firm financial footing for tomorrow. Call 1-800-403-9990 for a free DVD and Boonie hat. Whatever you're looking for, the U.S. Army can help you find it.
Target identified.
How low can you go? You might get a 42-inch plasma TV for $3.25 like Jason Kohler did playing Limbo 41414. Or like Matt Chavis, who paid only $8.85 for his 42-inch plasma TV. Play Limbo today and you could be the next big winner when you bid on a new Sony 42-inch plasma TV. So grab your cell phone now and text GO LOW to 41414 to start playing. If your bid is the lowest and only bid at that price by August 31st, you win. It's free to bid, so text GO LOW to 41414 now.
Jinx, clothing and gear for gamers, geeks, and hackers. Check it out at jinx.com. Now, more than ever, it's X-Play's coverage of G-Phoria 2006 with anchors Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Welcome back to G-Phoria 2006, where we're announcing the results of your votes for the best games of the past year. Now, before the break, Adam announced that the winner of the race for Game of the Year was Call of Duty. He was wrong. He's very embarrassed now and is hiding under the desk. Yeah. And while my co-anchor may be in the fetal position crying right now, I'm fully capable of hosting on my own. Katie showed the world that. So coming up, we still have the big races for Best Original Game, Best Strategy Game, Governor of Ohio. And since we've retracted our call for Game of the Year, that is still ahead of us. But first, we've got this look at the sex scandals that plague... Wait, we have some results coming in.
What is the Game of the Year? Is it Call of Duty 2? It was winning. I was right. Oh, vindication, you sweet bourbon of I told you so.
The race for Best Handheld. We've got a landslide on our hands. Mario Kart DS is walking away with this election. And while the likes of Daxter, Nintendogs, Castlevania, and Animal Crossing may be losers now, poor, pathetic, useless losers, there are still a lot of awards up in the air.
Now, one hotly contested race this year is the Garnier Fructis Best Looking Game Award. Condemned Criminal Origins has shown weak numbers. Joining us live from their campaign headquarters in New York is Chad Steele, campaign manager for the game. Chad.
Yes, thanks for having me, Adam. Everyone here at headquarters is really excited about Condemned Criminal Origins winning the award for Best Looking Game at this year's G-Phoria.
Winning? I thought you guys were dead last.
Around here, we don't call it dead last. We call it fifth best.
But there are only 5 candidates.
I'm not here to crunch numbers, Adam.
But Condemned isn't even as critically acclaimed as the other titles, like Shadow of the Colossus.
Adam, people don't care what video game critics think. I mean, have you ever heard of a video game critic?
I am one.
And of course, we would never take the low road. But rumor has it, one prominent video game critic has a gay daughter. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Well, isn't part of the reason you're losing is that you're facing tough competition from games like Oblivion?
Oblivion? Don't get me started on that overhyped web of deception. Do you know what the original name for Oblivion was?
No.
Abortion Rally 3000.
Okay, now that one's definitely not true.
I'm sorry, Adam, but if all you care about is facts and things that are true, then count me out. Just remember, when you go to the polls and Oh, we need those for the victory speech. What do you... vote for condemned.
Such commitment. Sometimes you wonder if they believe their own lies.
And if so, how can I learn? Because I'd really like to believe I'm Tavis Smiley.
Well, the awards are all over the place this year, very reminiscent of the election of 1981 when everyone thought Rally X was going to sweep the races and then Defender came out of nowhere to take a majority in both of the houses of Congress.
Well, hold on, we're sorry to cut in here, Morgan, but we are ready to project a winner in Best Original Game category. And again, it's a squeaker. Brain Age, Trauma Center, Under the Knife, and Killer 7 all netted around 10% of the vote. But Guitar Hero finally edged out Shadow of the Colossus, 36% to 35%.
Small potatoes, Adam. This setback for Shadow doesn't even register because our statisticians are prepared to call 17 states. 17 states for Game of the Year. 17, all going to Shadow of the Colossus.
That's stunning. Morgan, how is this possible?
Apparently 14 of the states are from Mexico, but one of the states is a real state, Rhode Island. Pretty impressive, huh?
No, Rhode Island has like 4 electoral votes. It's useless coastline between Boston and New York. It's like the taint of New England.
You're so jaded to the political process. Here's a closer look at Game of the Year candidate Shadow of the Colossus.
Shadow of the Colossus is a game of vision, of love, of action. Shadow hates big government-style gameplay. He cut through all the red tape of dungeons and minions and brought the American people only the choicest cuts of boss fights. Police Chief Whimsy Jacobs from Steinway, Alabama says, "There's a good chance your children will be killed if Shadow of the Colossus isn't awarded Game of the Year." Is that a chance you can afford to take? Shadow's only advisor is his loyal steed, and you can trust a man with that kind of bond with his horse. What's that, Mr. Agro?
A vote for Shadow of Colossus is a vote for love. You don't hate love, do you?
Shadow of the Colossus, truly a candidate for the little guy. Constant coverage of G-Phoria 2006 will continue with the Jeep Legend Award and the winner for Best Soundtrack. G-Phoria is also brought to you by Verizon Wireless.
Objective, create notebook binder hybrid. Hybrid complete. Introducing 5-Star Flex, the latest innovation from 5-Star. Part notebook, part binder. Slim bendable profile. Cover and pages fold over. Rings to add and subtract stuff. Pockets and tabs for organizing. Buy a 5-Star Flex and get a free 5-Star Flex card. Good for discounts at over 65,000 stores. Buy a 5-Star Flex today and go to flexthiscard.com.
Dear Quiznos, we the undersigned ask you to cease and desist sale of your new smokehouse beef brisket sub.
Because it encroaches upon our long-established recipes and intellectual property.
Please comply forthwith. Thank you.
Introducing Quiznos Toasted Smokehouse Beef Brisket Sub. A double portion of premium beef, slow-roasted, mesquite smoked, topped with real cheddar and a sweet, smoky sauce. The new Smokehouse Beef Brisket Sub, now only from Quiznos. Eat up.
New, extremely hot, fiery habanero Doritos. Better keep some water nearby. Fiery habanero Doritos chips. Snack strong.
It used to be this was the only place I could use my phone. Right up here, by this window. But now, with the Sprint network, not only can I watch live news on my phone, but I can actually use it where I want to. DP here.
Switch to the Sprint Power Network. Now backed by our 30-day risk-free guarantee. Sprint.
Hey guys, look at this. With Sprint's new fair and flexible family plan, unlimited night calling starts at 7 p.m. Isn't that great?
Honey, you are so clever.
Oh.
You're the best dad in the world, Dad.
I love you, Dad. Oh.
So?
I'll take the plan. Thanks for letting me use Sprint's practice family.
Glad to help.
I'm gonna take lunch now.
Only Sprint's Fair and Flexible plan gives your family unlimited calling starting at 7 p.m. for no extra charge. Available on Sprint or Nextel.
Barely keeping lucid, it's constant coverage anchors Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Welcome back to G-Phoria 2006, presented by Mountain Dew Jeep and Garnier Fructis. Morgan Webb and I are here to provide you with all the breaking news coming out of the election to select the best games that came out this year. America is a democracy, so this election belongs to you. All of the awards tonight were decided by gamers who voted either on the web or by text message. It's democratic text messaging like this that shows tyranny who's boss.
But not all of our awards were democratically decided. Each year, G-Phoria likes to spotlight one of the founders of video game culture, the Patriots, whose battle for our entertainment made this evening possible. Tonight, we present the Jeep Legend Award to an achiever that's been with us for decades, but which may soon be a thing of the past. The Jeep Legend Award goes to Controller Cords. We salute you.
Religion is in your mind. Close your eyes and there it is. No need for fighting, no need to kill. Close your eyes, there it is. Close your eyes, there it is.
What the hell? The wireless broke. Go get the old controller.
Close your eyes.
Controller Cords, we won't miss you. Not one damn bit. The race for Best RPG seems to be the barn burner of the night. Since we last reported, X-Men Legends has gained strength, but the race remains a tight battle between Oblivion and Kingdom Hearts 2. Let's go back to the Octagon of Spin and get some more expert analysis from Guy Brandon and the crew.
Welcome back. For those of you just joining us, we have two special pundits for this roundtable, experts in the field of role-playing games. From the Zorton Space System, 17546, Phil, the Space Vampire. And from Pomona, California, Grabnar the Wanderer. We're talking about styles of play, action RPG versus turn-based, and how that's going to affect the voting tonight. Phil?
Well, the action RPG is really the only viable choice for the modern gamer. I mean, if you prefer the turn-based system, you might as well just bust out the Gary Gygax era Dungeon Master guides.
You say that as if the world does not need turn-based role-playing?
Yes. They're boring.
Boring? Have you forgotten the Battle of Glenwood Park and Rec Center?
I believe we actually have footage from that battle.
Arise, my undead minions! Kill the living!
Compelling insight into the world of role-playing games. Back to you, Adam and Morgan.
Do the do!
Who booked a space vampire as an expert? Well, since our attempts at news commentary have failed, why don't we just focus on providing up-to-the-minute voter reactions? Here's X-Play correspondent Sledge Rider in downtown Los Angeles.
I'm here in downtown Los Angeles, where the effects of global warming can be felt all around us. Adam and Morgan, Al Gore was right. Oh my God, it's a tidal wave.
We don't care, Sledge. We've got a race that's ready to be called. In the race for Best Soundtrack, Stubbs the Zombie, Shadow the Colossus, and We Heart Katamari were also rans. And even with its extensive playlist of licensed music, Guitar Hero lost out to the simple, nostalgic charm of the Kingdom Hearts 2 soundtrack. Kingdom Hearts 2 winning with 37% of the vote. That just never stops being thrilling, does it?
No. So thank God we still have so much ahead. The awards for Best Strategy, Best RPG, and the award for Game of the Year are still all too close to call. But by the time this hour is over, they'll all be decided.
Constant coverage of G-Phoria 2006 will continue with Best Strategy Game. And coming up, the race for Game of the Year.
Cheat, your daily dose of tips, tricks, and backdoor shenanigans brought to you by Sprite. I'm Kristen Holt with a fistful of cheats for Street Fighter Alpha Collection on the PS2. The gang's all here. The Alpha Collection brings back all your Street Fighter faves, including Ryu. At the 2 character select screen, highlight Ryu and press the start button twice. You have now unlocked Evil Ryu with special evil moves. You'll find unlockable characters in the other parts of the game too. Highlight Ken in the Pocket Fighter selection screen, then press right and say hello to Dan. That's all for now. To grab these and other codes, visit us on the web at subliminal.com. I'm Kristen Holt, and you've been cheating.
In 6 days, for 1 full week, Attack of the Show is live in Las Vegas.
Town's not big enough for the two of us.
Join Kevin, Olivia, and the Attack Pack and see who survives the debauchery.
There's gambling, there's sex, there's alcohol everywhere. Why don't I live here?
Attack of the Show Las Vegas 06 Live. The week-long binge begins Monday at 7 p.m. only on G4.
We are the men and women of the United States Army Reserve. We're people just like you, with civilian careers, families, and a desire to serve. We stand ready. The Army Reserve can get you up to $20,000 in enlistment bonuses, plus up to $23,000 to continue your education while you gain valuable experience, all while you train near home. Call 1-800-235-0893 and get this free DVD and sports watch. Stand ready in the Army Reserve.
Thanks for calling Dell. What can we build for you?
I need a computer for videos and music.
Okay, let's start with an Intel dual-core processor.
Sounds great.
Okay, now let's talk about a monitor.
I was thinking about a 20-inch. But wait, let's step it up to the widescreen.
All right, we'll send it right out.
Call or go to Dell.com today to custom build your system. Because at Dell, we don't build technology for just anyone. We build it for only one. You. Dell. Purely you.
What are you being charged for internet service?
I don't know, maybe $24?
$23.90. What are you being charged for internet service?
$10.95.
$10.95.
Millions are discovering the real value of People PC Online. Go to peoplepc.com now to try us free for 30 days. You get unlimited internet access for only $10.95 a month. People PC Online has a smart dialer with more local access numbers than AOL for faster, more reliable connections. You even get security tools to help protect you from spam, pop-ups, and email viruses. And you can continue to use your favorite instant messenger. Compare us side by side with your current ISP. Go to peoplepc.com and start saving today. So the next time you're asked how much you pay, proudly declare
$10.95.
Go online or call 1-800-537-2017. People PC Online, a better way to internet.
They are oh so very tired. It's G-Phoria co-anchors Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Welcome back to G-Phoria 2006. As we head up to the end of this hour, we have some of the biggest awards still up in the air.
And the Big Banana, the Obese Heifer Calf Game of the Year is still anyone's race.
We haven't seen a contest this close since 1935, when Monopoly faced off against playing in ditches and working in a pencil factory for the title of Game of the Year.
I think we all remember the iconic image from that G-Phoria. We are finally ready to make a call in the best strategy game. Advance Wars DS took 14% of the vote. Age of Empires 3 took 17%. But the top 3 spots were switching back and forth all night between Fire Emblem, Lord of the Rings, Battle for Middle-earth, and Star Wars Empire at War. But one of them finally pulled ahead, and we're calling Star Wars Empire at War the winner.
We've had another highly competitive race with Best RPG, but a lot of American voters have been confused by some of the more, shall we say, Japanese games.
We have with us now the communications director of the Digital Devil Saga campaign, Kyoko Toriyama, with a reaction to the criticisms that their game was just too difficult to understand.
モーガンさん、ありがとうございます。ノミネートされてとても光栄です。大勢のアメリカ人プレイヤーがデジタルデビルセガについて混乱していると思うので、このビデオのストーリーを説明するビデオを準備しました。どうぞ楽しんでください。
桃鉄で遊ぼう。セガサタもう作れない。
レボリューション PS2 に
ワイワイハッピー6代目はいはい太鼓の
What the the hell was that supposed to mean?
実はその質問よくされます。ビデオを説明する短いプレゼンテーションも一緒に準備しました。どうぞ楽しんでください。ありがとうございました。モーガンさん、アダムさん。
I fear for the day that zany, bean curd loving race finally rules over us.
Speaking of slowly acquired conquests, we have an update in the race for Best RPG. Candidates X-Men Legends 2, Digital Devil Saga, and Dragon Quest VIII have fallen into the dust, all polling at statistically negligible numbers. This is a two-way race between Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion and Kingdom Hearts 2.
This is an extremely tight race, both neck and neck with 44% of the vote each, but we are ready to make the call. By a margin of only 10 votes, Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion is the winner.
A margin of 10 votes. If only you had worked harder, Kingdom Hearts 2 fanboys. You could have changed the outcome.
Clearly, they're both deeply beloved games, but now Kingdom Hearts 2 is also a pathetic loser.
All the final results are starting to pour in. We now have a winner for Best Multiplayer. Animal Crossing, Metroid Prime Hunter, City of Villains, and Mario Kart have all fallen to the wayside. Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter has won the race with 38% of the vote. Not a huge win, but a win is all that matters.
We're also close to being able to make a call in the race for Best Looking Game presented by Garnier Fructis.
Let's head back to the Octagon of Spin to see if our experts think Shadow of the Colossus can win.
Now, a number of people have called Shadow of the Colossus the dark horse in this race. Opinions?
Well, in Shadow of the Colossus, you have a game that values the artistic side of visual design and not a lot of the technological tricks that plague so many of the so-called next-gen games.
Oh, yeah, right. Because why would someone in their right mind want to look at something that's good when they can look at some shimmery, choppy mess that elitists can point to as some kind of interactive art object?
Calm down. I believe it's time for our rinse. Adam and Morgan, back to you.
Your hair has never seemed bouncier, gentlemen. And the Best Looking Game Award presented by Garnier Fructis appears to be over. Fight Night Round 3 and Fear put in decent fights, but Condemned was way out of its league. Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion has handed Shadow of the Colossus its blue sigil-covered ass. Listen here, folks. Oblivion is the winner, and it is picking up steam.
You're right, ladies and gentlemen. We've made some mistakes earlier, but we're finally ready to say we've got it right this time. We're ready to call Game of the Year.
No, we're not.
No, I'm confident this time. We are ready to call the state of California for Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion the next Game of the Year of the United States of America.
Morgan, just because I said it was picking up steam doesn't mean it would win the race. She's drunk on election night coverage, ladies and gentlemen. Pay her no, never mind.
Must call states. Please let me declare a winner, please.
Actually,
I'll do a really good job.
I think she's just drunk.
Please?
Here's a look at our fifth nominee for Game of the Year.
Oblivion! 100,000 blades of grass, 20,000 tons of rolling rat carcasses, and 16 square miles of ravaged landscape are the ingredients to the home of one millionaire playboy, Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion. One of the first true visionaries to take next gen into the 21st century. Oblivion is the only candidate that stands for absolute freedom. Freedom to choose your quest. Freedom to choose your path. Freedom just to sneak around and kill people all willy-nilly like. From the people, by the people.
I hate it here.
And for the lizard people. America's Kublai Khan, Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion. It all comes down to this. Constant coverage is moments away from naming the Game of the Year.
Next on Attack of the Show, it's Snakes on a Plane Week, and we're sitting down with actress Sunny Mabry to talk Venom, and we'll have the best snake movies of all time in TV Tuesday. It's Attack of the Show, next.
Romeo, where art thou, Romeo?
Romeo! Why,
Sorry, I was busy. PSP Greatest Hits are only $19.99, so I really can't do this whole love thing.
But I can't control my love for you.
Well, I can't control when they come out with a great value like the PSP for only $199.99. Why don't you yell someone else's name like Frank or something?
That concludes another presentation of PSP Theater.
Are you Frank?
Yes. PSP Greatest Hits, rated E through T.
We're a pretty tight group here. That doesn't happen overnight. People have to learn that they can count on you. You know what I mean?
All the power!
Yes, sir, I do.
See how Army training gives you strength for now, strength for later at GoArmy.com.
Oh, hi. This is a great place for romance. And that chair is perfect. You should go to Vongo.com. For less than $10 a month, you can download all the romantic movies you want. You even get your first 14 days free. If you prefer action or comedy, Vongo's library is huge. Of course, we won't be together if that's what you plan to watch.
So, where do you think this guy should move?
I'd say this way. And let's make sure that sound effect we used in the last level fits in here too.
This one?
Yeah.
You know, I'm so glad I got into game design. It's cool to be able to create the kind of games that we play.
I know what you mean. And the training at Collins College takes less time than most people might think.
Can you believe we get paid to do this?
For a complimentary DVD, call 888-823-0999. Operators are standing by. That's 888-823-0999. Call now.
They are oh so very tired. It's G-Phoria co-anchors Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Welcome back to G-Phoria 2006 as we head towards the biggest award of the night, Game of the Year.
This is the most sought-after award in the video game industry, and it's all based on your votes. I don't know why anyone respects them, but they do, so here we are.
While we don't know who's going to win Game of the Year yet, one candidate is ready to admit defeat. We have confirmation that a representative of the Shadow of the Colossus campaign is preparing to concede the election.
We go now live to Shadow of the Colossus headquarters.
Thank you. Thank you all. You know, I believe that winning the nomination for Game of the Year in and of itself is a victory.
All of the candidates are winners, really. Except for the candidate that gets the most votes, because they'll be the actual winner. But, you know, even though we're conceding defeat tonight, we will still work within the community to promote affirmative action for mythical giant stone monsters. I want to thank the Sony fanboy vote. Sorry the PS3 is going to suck. I also want to thank the Hispanic vote, for favor. And I'd like to thank the Colossus, without whom none of this would have been possible. Well, it sounds like there's quite an after party going up on the Colossus right now. A lot of happy and very inebriated folks up there. Looks like someone had a little too much of the happy juice, huh? Well, all right, I'm off to get sauced. Good night, folks.
A hard-fought race. Shadow of the Colossus has every reason to be proud, except that it didn't win. It can't be proud about that.
Adam, we do have a winner.
God, Morgan, don't do this again. We've been wrong, 7 times tonight? I feel like Jody Woodruff.
Yes, but the show is almost over. That means even if we are wrong, we'll be halfway into an episode of Attack of the Show before anyone can hold us accountable.
All right.
Yeah.
With all precincts reporting, we are projecting Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion to be winner of Game of the Year.
We were wrong before, but this one's legit.
Oblivion is the big winner this election.
Amazing, Adam. Emperor Uriel Septim VII must be so proud. Except for him being dead. That probably gets in the way of his pride.
And the excitement at Elder Scrolls 4 campaign headquarters in Valenwood is electric. Let's take a look.
Regardless of who wins, it's just always beautiful to watch a peaceful transfer of power.
A nation expresses its will in the form of text messages, and as a result, the most powerful nation on the planet will be ruled by a sandbox role-playing game.
If just one more reason I'm proud, I'm not Belgian.
It's been a grueling night, but we thank you for being here, as well as the staff and crew of the Team X-Play Community Journalism Squad. Good night and God bless.
If you enjoyed this high-quality video game coverage, consider joining us every weekday at 4 p.m. for a little show we like to call X-Play.
All right, so it's Suicide Pact time now?
Sure is.